Later today on golf, we've got a very special treat because at 1 p.m. we will re-air the final round of the Players last year won by Rory McIlroy. Then at 4:30 p.m, stay tuned as Rory will join Brandel Chambly and Nick Dougherty during the broadcast to relive the magical moments that led to his first Players Championship. For a preview of what's to come, here's Damon.
And one of the men reliving Rory McIlroy's victory at the Players is our good buddy Nick Dougherty from Sky Sports, a three-time winner on the European Tour. Nick, we appreciate your time. And I'm curious, having grown up in European golf circles and UK golf circles specifically, when did you first become aware of Rory McIlroy?
Well, ironically, Damon, it was the second of my three wins. I was lucky enough to win at the Home of Golf in 2007, the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship, and that is where Rory McIlroy got his tour card. He finished third there to secure playing privileges. Right now, that seems kind of insignificant when you see what he's gone on to achieve, but even the longest journey starts with a single step, and that is where he really announced himself on the European Tour. He took to it like a duck to water, and I think back then we realised at that point we were, well, looking at someone pretty special that was going to go on to do great things.
You know, he said that winning the Players last year was an important, resume filler for him. What are you most looking forward to in reliving the Players with Rory?
Well, you know what? I think we've already done one of these on Sky Sports, and we did the Miracle at Medina, which is less of a miracle from an American perspective, I suppose, with the way you guys would look at it. But for us, it was the greatest comeback in history of the Ryder Cup away from home. We did that with 5 of the players on the team, and the bit that was really cool is it's reflective. So we're not in the moment, and as a journalist yourself, when you're asking questions, quite often you get that straight back because they don't really risk putting themselves out there. They're in this quiet downtime at the moment, so there was more of an opportunity to expand on things, to reflect, to maybe go a little bit deeper, to maybe ask a slightly tougher question than I might do if I was across from them, knowing they had to play golf the very next day, as we do normally. And because it's reflective as well, and getting to watch themselves go through these acts again, you get some really cool insights. I sort of equate it to an opportunity to have a little look behind the curtain. It's a more relaxed environment. They're doing it from the comfort of their own home as well. So to get those sorts of insights about what Rory McIlroy, what makes him tick, what sort of goes into him, and also quite a bit about the mental aspects for him. I want to know about his ego, or how he's managed to get around it, because we're hearing that a lot at the moment from him. Some great insights, some great stories around Rory, as there always are. And who better to have alongside me than Brandel Chambly, who was not afraid to ask a tough question.
So looking forward to this discussion and chat later this afternoon. We all appreciate Rory McIlroy's skills with the driver, Nick, but what part of his game do you think this victory at the Players also reveals was a great strength of his, and maybe an underappreciated strength of his?
The rest of it, isn't it, really? I think the thing that we know about the Players, about TPC Sawgrass in particular, is that champions there generally haven't been they've not all been Dustin Johnson's, Brooks Koepka's, Rory McIlroy's, guys who are just amazing off the tee. We're talking about Fred Funk's, Tim Clark's, Matt Kuchar's, Plotters, KJ Choi's, guys who've plopped their way around a golf course, but there's been big hitters too. Sawgrass finds the tough competitors, the Hal Suttons, the Tiger Woods, down the stretch, and that's what we've seen over the years. So it takes a lot of mental resilience. He has it in heaps, whereas maybe before Rory would perhaps fall away when things went wrong. His resilience wasn't what it is now, and we can see that in the results, the consistency of what he delivers, as he did on the way in there last year, on the way to that win, as he did on the way in there this year again, all top 5s and 6 starts for this season. So I think the consistency is one of the things, but in terms of the game itself, you've got to look at some of those shorter clubs outside of the driver. That is always there. The wedge play, so much better. Control of his spin, control of his distance. I think a lot of that is down to technical improvement. And 54 for 55 inside 5 feet. The putter, rock solid. We know he's always been a bit streaky. Less streaky, more good all the time these days. So he's an all-rounder. You've got to be, right, to be the world number 1, an all-rounder.
Absolutely the hottest player in the world going into this gap that we've had, this COVID-19 pandemic. How easy or difficult will it be for Rory to kind of pick up where he left off?
Well, he's a Rolls Royce, isn't he? So there's no warming him up. He'll just go straight back out there and keep doing what he's doing. I think this is going to be one of the interesting things. I find it quite interesting at the moment when you look at what are these guys doing in that off season? Because this is effectively downtime that they have never had before. They are so used to being in the thick of it, and there may have been a couple of weeks of trying to adapt to that whole new situation. And Rory in great form. Did he want to stop? No, absolutely not. He can't stop finishing in the top 5. He wants more wins. There should have been more wins in that run of events you've just shown on screen there. But he's going to be well rested. He's going to be well read. If anyone has the mental capacity to deal with this and get the most out of it on the other side, it is probably Rory McIlroy. And I believe, honestly, because of the nature of how good he is, how good his game is, but most importantly, just how good he is mentally now, maturity in heaps and bundles and in abundance for Rory McIlroy. For me, he's going to come out and just keep doing Rory things.
Well, Nick, we so appreciate your perspective. Look forward to watching you and Rory and Brandel this afternoon. Thanks so much for your time.
My absolute pleasure, Damon. Look forward to seeing you guys soon.
We cannot wait for that watch along with Rory this afternoon. But Paige, just to pick up on what Nick said there about Rory's mental resilience, how it's in a better place than it ever has been. Now, we know Tiger Woods mastered the mental side of this game, but when you compare their careers, and it is impossible to do so, but can you see Rory achieving something that Tiger never has been able to by the end of their careers?
There are very few holes in Tiger Woods' resume. But there is one noticeable one that comes around every single year when the PGA Tour goes to Riviera. So if Rory's able to knock off Riviera, that might be one that Tiger doesn't get.
That's funny. I always thought at tournaments when you introduce Tiger on the first tee, instead of listing off all his wins, which takes forever, you should just say, Tiger Woods, he's never won at Riviera. Play away, please. Because that's the only hole, you're right, missing in his resume. But because of his age, he came along a little earlier than Rory, so he didn't get to play in his prime in as many FedEx Cups. Tiger does have 2 FedEx Cup wins. Rory has 2. Rory does have a chance to win another. Actually, let's be honest, he's only 30. He's got a chance to win a few more of these FedEx Cups and kind of put Tiger in his rearview mirror in that sense. But also kind of an unfair situation to be put in, Damon, to be asked, what can you do that Tiger couldn't?
Ooh, I'm with you, Robert. Not really a fair fight when you look at Tiger Woods compared to anybody. But I'm going to say that Rory McIlroy has a chance to win more Players' Championships than Tiger. He currently trails 2-1. But I think this move back to March from May will help Rory McIlroy because the golf course plays a little bit softer, a little bit longer. Driver is more of a weapon. This is the kind of golf course that he won on in 2019, the golf course that Davis Love III won on twice, a superior driver of the golf ball. Adam Scott, a Fred Couples. I think that Rory McIlroy, with this return to March, could win maybe 3 or 4 Players' Championships and edge Tiger in this category.
Well, Tiger Woods has the ultimate enviable resume, but time is on Rory McIlroy's side. So what a career he has got ahead of him. And do not miss the watch along with Rory. That is at 4:30 p.m. Eastern here on Golf. And you can engage live with the defending champ himself during our broadcast of the 2019 Players.